It's a wonderful evening, huh? Beautiful night, folks. Beautiful night for if you got your boo to cuddle up and play a game of checkers or something, watch some TV or listen to YouTube. And if you don't, it's a good night to play some video games or watch some TV or listen to YouTube or go do some arts and crafts. Good evening, beautiful ladies, wonderful gentlemen. You tuned into a Tuesday evening, Tuesday, October 26th, and you're here with Icy Don, aka Don M. We have an interesting conversation, an interesting topic I would like to talk about. I don't know if it'll be a conversation because a conversation means I'll be talking to other people, conversing. But if I'm just going to be chit chatting, chopping it up with your folks, then that's what it is. But I have a hot topic because a year goes by and we are now entering the second, maybe even the third stage of COVID. And it's very important for us to now start putting more pressure on those who are putting pressure on us. And right now, we can really change history if we take time out to have a conversation about something that's so sensitive. There's so many folks out there that are very sensitive to certain topics. Like, for example, race was a very sensitive topic. No one wanted to talk about it after slavery. It's like we just wanted to deal with it accordingly and allow it to fizzle out to wherever it's going to fizzle to. And most folks would live their lives like that. We just allow things to fizzle out to wherever it fizzles to. But right now in history, we have an opportunity to make a change in life because no matter what, change is happening now, folks. The change is happening right before our eyes. Back in 1991, I believe it was, George Bush Sr. said that we are moving to a new world order. And folks, as we enter this new world order, it's now time for us to get some order in this new world. And we must talk about certain issues. It's very hard to talk about certain things when so many folks do certain things. For example, it's hard for parents to really be real parents when in their hearts and their minds they believe that they wasn't that good child as themselves. So they believe that it's not important for them to be that hard parent. Fuck that shit. You better be that hard parent. Because parenting, as you know, is one of the most difficult jobs out there, especially when you have a child that's rebelling. So it's important for you to really not worried about what you used to be and how you used to be when it comes to like correcting certain situations. But like I said, there's so many of us who, or so many folks out there that do various things and they don't feel like they can really speak on it. For example, like another very sensitive topic before I get into the hot topic. You have many women out there who's mothers. You have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of mothers out there. Hundreds of millions of mothers out there in the world. And out of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of mothers, there was a lot of certain type of lifestyles that went on in women's lives. That now that they have children, they feel like they cannot really discuss certain things or really deal with their children because of their background. Fuck that shit. It's very important for us to really dig deep in our hearts and become strong parents and correct our children, no matter what. And it's very important for us to become strong people and correct ourselves because you can't just be correcting your child and not correct yourselves. Now, where the hell he going with this? I know. Where's he going with that? It's all over the place. because we have situations and things that we don't want to discuss, and it's hard for us to talk about. For example, I'm selling ice, and one of the young guys, I was at a football game. One of the young guys, his voice changed right there on the spot. He was talking, his voice is cracked, and it was so funny because it really changed. You can hear his voice changing, and we all start laughing. His mother's right there, she laughing, and then I was like, "Yeah, that's stages of puberty." I said, "Your voice changes, then also your I said like your chest, you get your nipples become hard and it hurts like crazy, and it'd be there for a while." And then everybody, "Oh my God, yeah!" And I was like, "Well, that's a conversation that you have to have with these boys because they ain't gonna know what that's all about when it just happened. I ain't know until it happened." You know what I'm saying? It was like, what the hell? I thought something was wrong with me. So we don't have certain topics and conversations about certain topics that need to be discussed. And that's the reason why certain situations, that's why children get over on parents. That's why children get over on parents. So when they come into the world, they just getting over on everybody because they thinking that they rule because we ain't chastised, we ain't check and put in check. And for decades and decades and decades and decades and decades, it's been the conversation about deaths due to smoking. For decades and decades and decades and decades. And they made millions and millions and millions of dollars off of advertising commercials, pumping into advertisement against smoking. Although they also pump billions and billions and billions of dollars into the tobacco industry itself. Millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people got sick. Millions and millions and millions and millions of people every year, or should we say hundreds of thousands to millions of folks even passed away. Well, it was definitely very, very sick for for years and years and years and years and years and years and years ago. Now we have COVID. Now, how do you compare the two? Because cigarettes is known. They said that before COVID was a mainstream situation, a mainstream death, a mainstream cause of deaths. Cigarette smoking has always been a topic. Cancer has always been an issue. And it's always been a battle of kids and their parents, and parents, and smoking, and kids don't want them to smoke. You see in the commercials, you see in the movies, you always seen it. It's always been a battle. But it's hard to battle something that's addiction. So let's talk a little bit about addiction because there's so many addictions. And then when you have so many addictions and you have so many people who are addicted, it's hard to chastise those who are addicted. It's hard to make changes and really make rules and regulations on things that are addictive, especially when you're making so much money off it. Why make a change? Look at sex. So many people addicted to sex. The porn industry is out of control. Now the porn industry is the music industry. And the music industry is not going nowhere. It's how low can you go with the music industry? You saw BET back in a few years ago, how BET was at night. BET at night, that was like straight porn. The addiction for money, the addiction for drugs, the addiction for alcohol. There's addiction for everything. And it's hard for those who are addicted to really make certain type of rules and regulations. So how can a person who's in law, a lawmaker, really stress and really put rules and regulations in on cigarette smoking? And that's one reason why it rocks out no matter how many mother effers die. They don't give a flying fluke because there's too many people that is part of that addiction and it's part of making that money. So now how you flip it to COVID? Well, COVID is something that is making tons of money. COVID is something that is controlled. COVID is making so much money just on advertisement and commercials and products that never was making this amount of money. Mask was not making this amount of money the way it's making right now. Those hospital masks was not moving the way they're moving like hotcakes. So they're going to pump something and say that this is good for your body. Like as opposite as cigarettes is being pumped and it's being bad for your body. So they winning all across the board with destroying and killing folks. And we're not sitting back and really making a strong stance on if they're going to make it mandatory, like I said, this is the conversation we need to have. If they're going to make it mandatory for the world to change and make it mandatory for us to get stuck with a needle because the causes of death, then it should be mandatory that cigarettes be taken out off the shelves all across the world. And that's the conversation that I would like to talk about. For all you folks who do not want to get the shot, for all those folks who don't believe in getting the shot, or for all those folks who are going to get the shot because of the mandates, the demand. Like I said, this is like phase 3, and they about to move. We only got like 2 more years before the whole world, all of America is basically vaccinated. So what I'm saying is, what are we really going to fight for? Are we just going to go with that flow and just like, hey, I'm going to take my baby and I'm going to have my baby get stuck and oh well, and because they talk about get the flu shot and get the COVID shot, you can get the flu shot and the COVID at the same time. That's a lot of drugs up in there. It's flu season, get the shot. The COVID shot don't protect you from the flu shot, and the flu shot don't protect you from COVID shot, but you can get the flu shot and you can get the COVID shot. So folks, like I say, when you look at the causes of death and you look at the numbers, they're pretty much the same. But yet, it's still, cigarettes is way much more deadlier because the amount of people that's underneath the ground from the years and years and years and years and years and years ago of cigarettes. So if you was to really do a tally and a total of all the deaths in the last 100 years that was caused by cigarettes, and you compare it to COVID, we as human beings need a class action lawsuit against the FDA and the federal government when it comes to tobacco and cigarettes, whether you're addicted to it or not. And because you're addicted to it, that's even more reason why. Because they pump it for you to be addicted all the way to a point where it's hard for you to break the addiction. And that's another reason why you're supposed to sue. We need a class action lawsuit because this government has been pumping this drug of tobacco to us and pumping it to us and causing many deaths and profiting off the deaths forever. If they're going to cause if they have mandates for the world to get shot with needles, then we should have a mandate, like I said, to erase tobacco, whether you smoke it or not, damn it, off the shelves. This should be illegal. What you guys say about that, folks? We have topics in the chat. That's my topic. What do you think about that? I'm at my little spot right now. Woo! Getting caught in this rain. Here, get my food. You ready? Am I ready? Yeah. Get my food. Get my fish. I'll take it. You already know how I do. Get my fish. Make sure they got my shit in there. My stuff in there. My macaroni cheese. All right. All right, folks. This is where we at, folks. This is a real topic, but nobody want to talk about this because everybody is afraid to have these real conversations because this is mature. This is mature. Come on. This is mature conversation that needs to be heard. I hate when people double park and block me in. And there was not one car here all that time I was talking. And when it's time for me to pull out, every car in the world just came. And this got me trapped up in here. No, I got my fish and I'm going to eat it hot. Fuck that. Squeeze my mouth. Get out my way. No, get out my way. Everybody get out my way. I'm sorry, folks. Hold on. Give me a second. I got to make a U-turn and I can't see ish. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Wow, it's really bad out here, folks. Get up there. I'm in New York, so the weather's really bad out here. Beautiful evening for cuddling. So my question is, for all those folks who are vaccinated, how many of you really truly did it because you believe in the fact that there's a possibility that it will save you? I've done heard so many stories of people around me of people who family members that got the shots and they got COVID after they got the shot. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, it's like, what's really going on? I just heard that story last night from somebody. My whole point is, what are we going to stand our grounds on? Where are we going to go with this? Are we just really going to just go with every single mandate and just wait to see what the outcome is going to be for what we allow to be to us? Because I say to you folks, once again, cigarette smoking causes respiratory problems. It causes cancer. It causes what? Vascular disease, your heart problem, problems with your heart. It clogs your arteries. The amount of money that they spent on people on respirators for cigarette and lung cancer and cigarettes and just on just keeping people alive. Chemo. Astronomical numbers, right? Astronomical. So why is it that it's still on the market? Why is it that the Surgeon General, the Surgeon General, another company need to be sued? Why are they allowing it to still sell? I'm extremely confused. I never, ever could understand that as a child and as an adult, with COVID being the number one thing right now as we move through life. I would not be able to understand how they're enforcing everybody throughout the world, firing people, taking away their livelihoods, and saying, we're gonna starve you if you don't get this shot. I'm not understanding that, folks. They're going to starve you, take away your livelihood if you do not get the shot. And if you refuse to get the shot, then you starve. And then so now I'm starving. So then what you gonna do? You're gonna feed me now? And now what you gonna feed me? Are you gonna feed me good food? Or you gonna feed me the food that you want to feed me to really kill me off? What are we playing with right here now, folks? This is the conversation I want to have. But it's hard to have real conversations with folks who, like I say, feel like this is something that they can't touch because these are real topics, real conversations. This ain't about someone doing some bozo shit. This is about some real deal. I don't want to be right here. It's too much rain right here. Keep swinging around. I'm at the gas station getting gas. Hold on, folks. I'm sorry. I can't see lickety smack out my windows. Wowzers. It's crazy out here right now tonight. I gotta go somewhere and go on the block where there's no parking. So this is gonna be even worse. Trying to find parking on the block there's no parking in the rain. What do you say? What you say? What say ye? I had two parents that smoked cigarettes, which caused an addiction. I guess to run down to my brother. He became addicted to cigarette smoke, and he has asthma. It hurts me because I don't know how you can do it. You know what? Let me do 10. Hold on. Yeah. I don't know how he can do it because he also he always had a breathing problem. He snores, and now he's a heavy smoker, and he has a lot of stress in his life, and this makes me sad because this is my younger brother, but he has so much stress in life with his baby moms and just everything that it don't matter how good he's doing economically. He just said he still have that baby mama stress that really is traumatizing, and it makes him smoke so much cigarettes, chain smoker. And I'm nervous with this whole COVID situation with him and my mom's. I lost my pops like 3 years ago, 2 years or 3 years ago now. I don't even know, but heavy smoking. But yet still, we're not really stressing that because we have too many family members that it's like the whole lesbian gay shit. We have family members, I don't know, but with family members that's so close, so we don't want to talk about it. We have to talk about it because otherwise we are going to be a world that is really controlled in a way that we have no say, no matter how much money you have, unless you're going with the get down. Which disease is deadlier? COVID or cigarettes? Tobacco. COVID or tobacco? Which is the deadlier disease? Tobacco is a disease. Or should we say tobacco causes disease? I can't see shit on it. I'm very sad, folks. Like I said, I want to do this live because I posted this a while ago because a lot of thoughts be on my mind. Because when you talk about Black Power and you talk about surviving and you talk about revolution, we have to talk about health. And we have to always stay on health because it's our health that's going to survive us through this all the way through, no matter what. It's only going to be healthy people that's really going to be able to get through these trying times. And we have to really stay focused on what's going to help and keep us healthy. And talking about it, it gives us therapy too. We need to be fully occupied as folks where we don't really have that much time to do the things that we are addicted to for us to really progress so we can really be able to do the things that we're addicted to. How about that? For us to really be able to do the things that we're addicted to, we must fully occupy ourselves with just building and making and securing ourselves for this new world order, this new future. Like I said, I'm only popping up and doing this live because this is something I have to get off my chest because I don't want to conform and I want to free as many minds as possible. But the only way to free our minds is to really have the conversation about what is really holding us hostage. What's holding us hostage is the fact that we don't want to talk about what is holding us hostage. And during COVID, I think COVID really increased. I believe COVID increased cancer. This is my thoughts. I believe COVID increased cancer because it's funny because everyone was wearing masks and people wasn't out, so you'd think that a lot of people wasn't getting secondhand smoke and stuff like that. But when you look at how it could have really increased, because that means most folks was in-house, the young people was really around it much more often. Kids was not out and about much, so they was really around their parents much often. Most folks got some money. A lot of folks are getting a lot of that free money. So in many cases where parents don't have loosey money on certain days, now they have pack money. They was getting cartons, and so it increased. COVID really increased because when a lot of people got their money, they was going crazy, being able to buy packs of cigarettes freely when they normally just be buying loosies. Like I say, folks, this is a conversation I want to really start taking place. If they're going to make it mandatory that the world be vaccinated, let the world have a mandatory demand as well to save us. And I believe that cigarette smoking must come to an end to the best that we can put it. And I'm sorry you're addicted, folks, but if they're going to make me and force me and take away my rights as a man in this day and age, I told you I couldn't be a slave. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Then they're going to have to give up something. If we got to give up something, they got to give up something. Why y'all don't see that? And I think tobacco been around long enough. And when you do a real poll, majority of you folks who smoke cigarettes want to stop anyway. The majority of folks who smoke cigarettes, if you were to do a real national poll of everyone who smokes cigarettes, More than 60% of you was wanting to quit or been wanting to quit at one point in your life. More than 60%. More than 70%. And probably more than 80% has said it, yo, I need to quit. So what I'm saying to you folks is that it's time for us to really stand up for our health. And that means that many of you folks who have these certain addictions still gonna have to fight with those folks who is putting up the fight. You can't take away a freedom and still kill it a certain way. That don't make no kind of sense. You take away a freedom and you still murdering. You are still murdering in a more rapid way, in a more horrible way, and profiting. That don't make no sense. I'm driving right now, so I'm not really paying attention. It's like I said, this is a conversation. And I'm gonna have this short conversation because I'm on my way to somewhere right now and I'm about to eat some food. So I'm just gonna have this short conversation. So I'm gonna drop the link because it's important for us to really converse about this. I don't want to just hear me talk. I want to hear other people. Ouch! That is the biggest bump just now. Like I said, if you were to take 100 million smokers and you was to say, and matter of fact, you look at weed smokers. You take them 100 million weed smokers who've been smoking for 30 years and better, 20 years and better, and you ask them how many times they thought about quitting, you'd be surprised that it'd be more than 50%. And this is where I'm at right now. It's like sometimes the only way to really force, especially when you talk about humans, and you talk about adult humans, one of the most powerful species on the planet. When you talking about adult humans, sometimes you really just have to take things away. It's no different than like a child. You know what I'm saying? When we kids, sometimes you just gotta take that toy away. And that's what I'm saying. We need a class action lawsuit against the FDA, the Surgeon General, the government, and any and everyone else to put it into the depths if they want to talk about motherfucking depths. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If they want to talk about depths, let's talk about depths. If they want to talk about mandates, let's talk about mandates. Let's not just have one particular mandate and one particular depth and say that this is the one that is all about the whole world when there was so many other things going on. There was too many other things going on in the world for us to just say, oh, we dropped the world, we dropping everything right now because this right here is it. Not when too many people, especially too many nurses and doctors, are coming out to talk about there's variants of AIDS in these needles and in these COVID vaccinations. Not when I'm looking at too much of this shit going on. No, we better stand up. And I'm sorry for all those folks who are in positions where they don't really have no strength in the matter. But that's why it's important for you to back those folks who do have the strength that can fight for you. That's why I remain a free man, because I want to continue to fight. Only free people can really fight this battle. And the ones who are pretty much held enslaved and hostage, when they actually break free, then that's when that's when you win the victory. So right now, free people fighting and getting the fight going, but we're gonna need you guys to break free. So you need to really support the ones that's fighting and break free when the time comes. It's time to break free. You gotta fight these addictions. I feel so bad for those folks who have gambling addictions. I'm in Philadelphia, and there's, oh my God, y'all got gambling addiction out that motherfucker. I ain't know it was that serious. Gambling addictions, alcohol addictions. Like I say, I'm really speaking to you on this level because it happened to me. Things had to be snatched from me for me to understand that this can't be you no more. I chipped my tooth. I chipped my teeth. I chipped 2 teeth because of alcohol. To learn that I can't be drinking like that anymore. I can't do it. Not on that level. Not just because. Not like that. Not just because I got cut with peoples. Oh, I can't be drinking with people like that. No, not just because. Not with niggas. I learned the hard way. And then it's for you to understand why you learned the hard way. A lot of people start cursing the skies like, what the hell are you doing to me? Without learning the hard way. Because this is the way we have to learn because we hard-headed humans. I'm tired of being a hard-headed human. I'm tired of learning the hard way. And I ain't gone through no slavery again, motherfuckers. I ain't going through no slavery. And so y'all better wake up and fight, goddammit. Black man rise, original rebel. But it's hard when the only rebels in the world is only about like 2% of the population. And I'm talking about the real rebels to fight for the right cause. There's rebels in the world. Oh no, there's rebels. But y'all rebellions just all to the wrong cause. Y'all make it the majority of the population. I'm talking about the rebels for the cause of humanity. It's not that many, especially not that many that's ready to stand up and be on the front line for this fight. Like I said, I come on deck. I come on the YouTube streets now just to use it as a way to communicate, really, to myself, and to speak the word to the in essence, put it out there in the world. That's very important for us to put our words out there, especially for those who really are introverts who don't really put their words out there. Only if you really have some words to really be put out there. Only if you have something to say. Everybody can say something. You can say something, but do you really have something to say? And most people don't. And most people don't really know what to listen to. So most people listen to the bullshit. Because most people don't have nothing to say, and then most people really don't know what to listen to. And I blame the addiction to TV. The addiction of TV, television, force your brain cells to become numb to the reality and eyes open to the bullshit. Reality numbs you, bullshit excites you. Amazing. Who would like to, drop their jewels on the situation? I want to hear from a smoker. I remember when I was about like 5, and my mom's probably leave them cigarette buzz in an ashtray, and I'll snatch them shits up and go in the bathroom and be smoking them shits up. Man, like I said, I used to get headaches back in the days, especially as a child, not knowing why I was getting the headaches. Not knowing why I was getting the headaches, folks. Shit is real. I was smoking these cigarette butts that my parents were leaving in an ashtray, not knowing why I was getting headaches on a regular basis. I don't know how I was. See that I stopped cold turkey at a young age. I stopped cold turkey smoking cigarettes because I realized something was wrong with me. Yeah, something wasn't right. Never got caught. Never got in trouble. Never got caught. It was just me. I stopped because something didn't feel right. And I honestly can't tell you how long I was doing that for. I wasn't just doing it for like years and years and years and years, but I know I was doing it for a while, a long while. You remember I was young, but I just remember. So I say it not even just from a point of view of not even touching the cigarette. I touched it at a younger age than most of you guys. You know what I'm saying? To know the effects that had on me, to know and speak about it. Like I say, only those God uses those individuals that He need to use in certain ways. You can't talk about it unless you be about it. In many circumstances. In many circumstances, you can't talk about it unless you be about it. Not all, but in many lives, especially when it's time to teach. And not saying I'm a teacher. I'm not claiming none of that shit, but sometimes you gotta be used to do certain things. And so if I'm being used now to teach, then like I say, the only way you can really be a good teacher is by being a student or a client, like a therapy. You was a client, and now you can give the therapy. Damn, Cole, you can't be running red lights like that, man. Once again, folks, I'm not doing a long live like that forever because this is not a topic I'm going to stay on forever unless I get some real good conversation. Because this is a great conversation, but I already know that it's not going to give me the attention that's really needed because the folks are scared of talking about cigarettes. People are scared to talk about cigarettes and addiction to cigarettes like they're scared to talk about gay and lesbians. And that's when you know who are real leaders because they talk about whatever. Yo, man, slow your ass down, man. What the hell is wrong with these people? Yo, I'm like 5 minutes away from my destination, and 2 cars came flying out of nowhere. One came flying out past the red light, and then the next one came flying past the damn stop sign. And both almost hit me. Let me hurry and park this car. Let me hurry up and park this car. But like I say, folks, let's have a nice adult conversation and keep the conversation going because COVID and cigarettes, we got to, for those who just checking in, we talk about how the federal government and the world is making putting mandates out for people to get a shot to protect you because they say that we are killing each other by breathing and talking to each other. So we are killing each other by opening our mouths and our nostrils to one another. Okay? We're killing each other with our body parts by opening our mouths and our nostrils to one another. And it's mandatory for us to get needles and vaccinations and all sorts of stuff in our body to stop and prevent that. But yet still, they are killing us with all the amounts of advertisement of tobacco and all the tobacco that they've been selling to us in the communities as a whole for 100 years. But yet still, there's no mandates on that. So you guys understand when they start making it where, okay, you can't smoke inside of school, into public buildings and stuff like that, it's like stay on their ass. Especially when they're saying that you can't work no more unless you get the shot. We must get on their ass. And that's why I believe it should be a class action lawsuit. And that's even for all those people who smoke. The lawsuit will be that much stronger for all those people who smoke because they can say how the federal government has been their supply and their pusher and keeping them addicted for all these years. Because they should have it where you have smoke breaks. They say if you need a smoke break. Even when you go get a job, they say if you need a smoke break. But when you go get a job, they never ever encourage you to stop smoking. Like I have this offer for this barbershop right now. And the dude's like, he just talk about, how he don't want no weed smoker. He don't really even want no cigarette smokers, just because of the fact that it's taking breaks. He say every 5 to 15 minutes you want to take a break. Just think about the quality of workers, of non-smokers, non-addicts, according to addicts. Oh, no, on the block? Did I pass it? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I passed the house. I have to park right here. Okay, cut. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you look at addicts who need an 8-hour work time, they need to smoke and have a 15-minute smoke break at least 4 times throughout the course of that day. And then you talk about me hiring this. That's all I have to look at to hire when I can be hiring other folks who don't have no addictions. We have a world that really pumps everything wrong and backwards. And that's what I'm saying. And it's important for us to have these conversations and discussions. You got Icy Dawn chopping about some real conversation. I got to my location. Got running this rain. Yeah, it's a beating down. Let's have real conversations. My chat lines, I know I only have a few subs, so I'm not worried, but honestly, in 2022, when I really do these YouTube lives, I need to have much more folks listen to the shit, because we ain't talking about the dumb shit. We talk about the real. We talk about how we need to have, I don't care if you smoke tobacco, I don't care if you smoke cigars, I don't care if you've been addicted for all your life, I don't care if you're not even never going to quit smoking. We as a human race, if they're going to put mandates on us that we're going to lose jobs, we can't travel, we can't do nothing, we can't have no freedom unless we get a shot, it's important for us all to put that class action lawsuit out there against what's killing us. Thanks for listening, folks. I'm at my destination. Catch you next time on the rebound. Peace.